Hi, my name's Theolyn and welcome back to my channel. Today will be part 2 of William Golding's Lord of the Flies. Yesterday we left off where the offering, the Lord of the Flies offering, has been left outside the cave for the beastie. Meanwhile, Simon is looking at this pig head and he's hallucinating. He imagines that the pig head is telling him that, he's just a silly little boy and that the real monster are the boys themselves, that he's not the monster. So what happens is Simon, he falls down and he faints, and then he stumbles upon this dead pilot that is in the tree, and the parachute is kind of flapping around, and for all intents and purposes that could have been seen as the beastie. And so he gets excited and he runs to tell the others what he's found out about the beastie. But meanwhile, the others are engaging in some kind of a hunt reenactment ritual. They're really in a lather, they're on the beach, they're going around, they're reenacting the hunt, they're just mad with bloodlust, and Simon scares the group. And what ends up happening is, out of pure terror and fear and not recognizing him to be Simon, they kill Simon. So then the next day, in the cold light of day, Ralph declares that Simon has been murdered. And he's sitting there talking to Piggy about the night before, and Piggy insists, no, it was just an accident. It was truly an accident. Nobody meant to kill Simon. He scared them. He came up in the dark. It was an honest mistake. But they debate back and forth about whether it was murder. The violence in the island reaches one of its crescendos. Piggy takes it upon himself to go to Castle Rock to talk to the others. He wants to reason with them. He wants to get his stolen glasses back. But the hunters respond in the way they have become, very savage, and they're up on a cliff, and Roger the hunter drops a big boulder down on Piggy, and it crushes his skull, and the conch is also destroyed, and Ralph runs for his life. He is in utter terror. He is just totally traumatized and terrorized, and runs into the brush away from the hunting group who is now pursuing him. In order to smoke out Ralph, who's hiding in the underbrush and running around and doing everything he can to evade the hunting group, they just act impulsively, and they decide to set the island on fire in order to smoke out their kill. And basically Ralph runs. He is trying to get away from the hunting group. He's trying to get away from the licking flames. He comes upon the beach and he looks up, and who is there but a Navy officer come to rescue them. And the Navy officer was signaled by the smoke from this conflagration that's going on the island, and he comes, finds these kids, and is just astounded by these boys. What are you doing? Why is this one on the beach with the others with their spears held aloft as if they're going to hurt him? And we basically know the boys are now going to have to go back and return to society, and William Golding leaves it with us to try to figure out how they integrate back into society after this insane adventure on this island. I mean, you've got Piggy's been killed by a rock. You've got Simon been absolutely stabbed to death. Granted, that could have been an accident. I mean, you've got one thing after another. They've, become totally, pretty much savage. A lot of them are on a bell curve between the good and the evil. You have your good probably being more the Simon and the Ralphs, and then you have the kind of the evil Rogers and the Jacks, and everybody's kind of fallen into this bell curve of the level of evil that they participated in. So you wonder how they integrated back into society, if they ever mentioned how these kids died. You don't know. You're just left to wonder. And the novel leaves you with many questions about can democracies and dictatorships exist together on an island? Or even can democracies and dictatorships over a long period of time exist together in a world? I think the novel drips with cynicism about human behavior, and kind of alludes that people are going to become savage really quickly and revert back to their primal urges as soon as the responsibilities are loosened, the responsibilities that and constraints of society are loosened. And I think you can see evidence of that even in modern day. You know, there was TV shows when Survivor first aired, the first episodes, not the ones where it's almost could be scripted, in my opinion, after they continue too many episodes. But even in the first series of Survivor, you had people very quickly reverting into, you know, lying and cheating and stealing. I kind of view The Lord of the Flies as sort of like the grandfather novel to the series of, say, The Hunger Games. And I look forward to any other things that this novel may spawn in the future. I mean, you never know. It does leave you with a lot of things to think about, and it kind of stays with you. So I hope you enjoyed this book review. If you did, please push like and ring the little bell. And that way, every time I upload any new classic book reviews, you'll get notified of it. So thank you so much, and have an excellent day. Take care. Peace out.